foggy day here in Silver, Oregon. This is Randy Henry working on the Great Alaskan, and you're probably wondering what's what's going on. Maybe you're not wondering, but anyway, you tuned in, so there must be some curiosity involved. So we're calling this Rabbit Hole Week because everything I do at this point is a rabbit hole, and I have to go down it and just spend a bunch of time there to get things done. So I'll show you a little bit of what I'm doing here and the kind of a progress update. I've spent a fair amount of time getting this gorgeous Suzuki motor installed to the point where I can kind of put things away. You might recall I have been purchasing a lot of things on auction, and that usually comes with a lot of extra work. So I got this C-Star steering cylinder for a fraction of the price, but it came with none of the bolts or hardware. So I had to source that. I had to machine the spacer that fits between the tiller sort of base and this top piece. I was able to get the jack plate temporarily wired up and the motor temporarily wired up so I could tilt it and lift it. Everything works great. I spent the bulk of the day yesterday kind of getting that tuned up, and it's nice now. It's just smooth as silk. I did a very careful measurement, and I'm going to need 26 feet of the hydraulic line, the C-Star Dometic product, and that's going to come back here to the rear bulkhead, and then I'm going to do a couple of 90 degrees and do another 3-foot section that'll come out and plug in here. So there'll be minimum looping or mess back here, and it'll be a real nice stable install. Another thing I was working on is this is where the kicker is going to go. I still want access to this bilge. I mean, there's really nothing in there. I'm not going to store anything in there, but I need to be able to get in there. So I made this kind of a removable splash well. It's going to snap in really tight and screw in good, and then I'm going to caulk it in. So if I need to, I can cut through the caulking and get into this unit, and then the motor bolts in. Nothing will get in the way of the motor there. And then I have installed my side plates here. This is where the bilge hose comes through, so I need a bigger access hatch. So I'm excited about this. This is the port side bulwark that I have installed in the last week. I've still got some work to do. I need to fillet the inside joint a little bit more, but the outside is pretty close to being done. I got my hose pipe cut and fitted on the inside just to get a sense of where everything's going. I fitted in my gas tank vent lines and the other lines, fill lines. I decided to upgrade my toilet to a full-size, house size, and I've ordered the electronic base. I got this again at an auction really cheap. It was supposed to have come with an electric bottom. It didn't, but for 220 bucks, I can get the Albus electric conversion kit. I've installed kind of rough fit the sump. So it's going to be a wet head. You'll be able to take a shower in there. And that's where the sump is going to live. There will be a drain hole up here, and I'm going to build a shower pan that will cover this whole thing. But it'll be lift out, just so I can pull it out to get to the sump if I need to. So what I've got here is a mock-up, cardboard mock-up of the black water tank. And I transferred the measurements to plywood and created this. The bottom section here where it sits on is 3/8 inch ply. The sides are all 1/4 inch. That might not seem like a lot, but it's really stout, especially when you get all these angles and things put on it. Black water tank, building your own black water tank. Boy, is that a stupid thing to do or what? I found some good instances online where people have done this and had good success, and it really maximizes your space. So I'm getting a 30-gallon tank in a space because I'm able to go under the floor line and match the V of the boat. Where if I'd bought it, I would have gotten maybe a 15 gallon tank. So this will be good for a couple people for 2 weeks. It's already very stout. I'm doing heavy fillets on the inside corners. Everything is getting glassed and double glassed, and then the outside will get a complete 10-ounce cloth also. The top will be glued on. I'm doing this 1/2-inch lip, so I'll have a good fillet underneath. The edges will all be glassed, and then when I get ready to put the top on, it'll get a heavy coat of thickened epoxy, glue that down, and it'll should seal up really good. Everything I've read, if you do this right, you can produce a pretty good holding tank that's not going to be a smell problem. Once I get it set up, I'm going to pressure test it, make sure it's leak proof. Yeah, anyway, that's the theory. I love the way it fits in the boat with minimum intrusion, and I think it's going to work really well.